Hey guys, my name is Josh Smith. I'm the CEO of Montana Knife Company, and I want to talk to you today about our Montana Knife Company chef sets. We have had these around now for a couple years, and people have been falling in love with these chef sets. The individual knives have been designed purposefully for you guys to use for different tasks in the kitchen, in your barbecue area, and frankly, on the road at your family's houses at Thanksgiving, Christmas, and maybe even in hunting camp as well. So let's talk about the design for a second of these blades. So I am not a chef. I am not an expert in the culinary industry. I am a knife maker. And so when we set out to make these, I contacted my good friend Mareko Maumasi. He is a custom chef's knife maker out in Washington, and he is a phenomenal knife maker. He worked in the professional culinary industry, then he became a knife maker, and he specializes in making chef's knives. So instead of me trying to act like I knew what I was doing, contacted him and actually worked with him on designing these chef's knives to make sure that the balance and the fit, the form, feel, everything was correct. When you are a professional and you use a tool in your hands every single day, you're gonna notice the small design flaws or the little characteristics that make a tool that you are using work really well. And so a guy like me, I can pick up a chef's knife and use it and be like, oh yeah, it feels fine. But a really high-end professional chef is gonna notice where that knife does or doesn't perform well. Well, these knives have been performing well, and we have been hearing this even like at the open fire meetup that we were just at. The chefs that are using those knives that had never had them before were absolutely raving about those. There is a really important bunch of characteristics about chef's knives in the way that, you know, the design of that blade, that leading edge, how it comes in contact with your cutting board, how you're gonna maybe pinch grip that, the balance, the weight, the edge geometry, the ability to resharpen these. Everything about that design is very, very important. And so if it works well for a professional chef, then it's gonna probably work amazing for you, the normal person that's just working in their kitchen and appreciates good quality American-made items. Okay, so let's talk about each knife individually just a little bit. The first knife, and the one that we first came out with here, is our Bighorn Chef. This is an awesome blade. This is your all-purpose, big, large chef's knife, big cuts of meat, cutting up vegetables. This knife is phenomenal. It's got a nice long kind of flat edge down here that comes in nice contact with your cutting board. Nice big handle here for anybody's size hands. But again, with this tapered front here, you can pinch up on this blade and really get some nice rock in this and be very, very quick with this blade. Even though it's big, it's relatively thin, so it's very fast in the kitchen, very fast on the cutting board, and works phenomenally well. As far as dimensions go, this blade is 13 inches overall length, and it's got a 7 3/4 inch blade length. So from the tip of this blade here to the top of this handle is 7 3/4 inches long. This knife also has a G10 handle, and it's got a Magnacut Stainless Steel blade. The black coating that you see on the outside of this blade is PVD coating. That coating is very, very durable. It's food safe. It doesn't come off. It doesn't wear. It's super, super resistant to scratches. And it's just an awesome, awesome coating that helps this blade clean off really well. It helps food not stick to it real bad. It's just a great coating. Okay, so the G10 handle, let's talk about that for a second. G10 is the handle material that we use in all of our knives. It is absolutely bulletproof. Okay, you should not put this knife in your dishwasher. Please do not do that. However, if you do, this handle is going to hold up to it better than any natural handle material or a lot of plastics when they get hot that warp, crack, move around a lot. Again, please don't put this in your dishwasher. Hand wash this blade and this knife if you at all possibly can. This knife also has titanium screws that hold this G10 handle on, so those are not gonna rust, corrode, and prevent any issues in your kitchen. The other thing that these blades come with is a custom Kydex edge cover here, a little sheath for your edge. The idea of that is to put that blade in that little sheath and be able to keep it safe around your children. If you have these knives in a drawer and not up on a countertop displayed on a magnetic block like this, I don't want you or your kids or anybody digging around and cutting themselves in a drawer. I also don't want this edge to get beat up by everything else in your drawer causing it to lose life on the blade. The other advantage with that is these knives all come, the sets all come with this custom bison roll case that we have here. You can put these knives in these sheaths in this bison roll and take these with you to your family's house for holidays, birthdays, stuff like that, or even throw this in your panniers and haul this into hunting camp and have a badass chef set in hunting camp in the middle of nowhere. So that's the idea with this custom leather roll. This is made by Teton Leather in Idaho. It smells amazing when you open it. It feels like Montana. It feels like a hunting knife company built you this robust chef's knife kit to take it anywhere you go, and you're gonna be the talk of the party when you pull these chef's knives out and you embarrass your family with their cheap ass knives. So that is the Bighorn Chef. Let's talk real quick about the Smith River Santoku. This Santoku knife is a little bit smaller than the Bighorn, a little bit of a different tip angle here, a little different characteristics as far as using that compared to the Bighorn. This knife, when you use it, has a really nice tip to be able to chop up vegetables out there, but still do some really heavy work out here. The Smith River has an 11.5-inch overall length, which is about 1.5 inches shorter than our Bighorn. And it's got a 6 3/4-inch blade length, which makes it 1 inch shorter than our Bighorn Chef. Okay, so a bit smaller, a bit different design, and this really comes down to a little bit of personal preference as to which knife you grab and want to use in the kitchen for various tasks. And this is a knife here, honestly, that I grab most often in my kitchen. I love this blade. Again, it comes with G10 handle, Magnacut Stainless Steel blade, PVD coating, the sheath, all of that, same as the Bighorn knife. I will say we have 3 colors of G10 handle scales as well. We have the orange and black that are shown here on this block. We have the red, and then we have the standard black color that goes with anybody's kitchen, anybody's colors in their house. The last knife in the set that you will get is the Little Bighorn Petty knife. This petty knife is designed for doing the smaller tasks and more utilitarian, a lot more control over this knife, smaller things that you want to chop up on your cutting board, coring out an apple, something like that. Really nice fine tip. It is a great little knife. It is basically a similar design to the Bighorn, and then we've got the Little Bighorn. Okay, the Bighorn River in Montana, the Battle of the Little Bighorn. There's bighorn sheep in Montana. There's a lot of references to Montana in the naming of these knives. I should say the Smith River Santoku, that's a famous river in central Montana that we all love to float when we get the chance, and it has great fishing. So that's where some of the naming of these knives comes from. The Little Bighorn has a 10 5/8 inch overall length with it, which again is about 1 inch shorter than the Smith River Santoku. The blade is 5 7/8 inches in length, which puts it, about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches shorter than the Bighorn. So that's the Little Bighorn Petty knife. It's a really handy one. Some other knives that we have on our website that don't come in the initial set. We have a paring knife, we have a cleaver, and we are constantly kind of working on more knives for that line. So I would encourage you, if you're watching this video, if you're on the website, to also click through the culinary section and look at some of the other knives that we have available that pair right along with this. And we have more slots in this bison leather roll that fit those other knives. So you do have some empty slots, or if you have another favorite custom chef's knife that you want to have with this set at home, it can also go in this custom roll with that. So that's our chef set, guys. It is something that we are very proud of. These knives are very difficult to make. Long, thin blades are just hard to produce on scale. It took us a long time, frankly. It took me a year longer than I thought it was going to initially to come out with these knives, but we're very, very proud of them. And the proof's in the pudding. We have people all over the country now using these professionally. They love them. And frankly, I can't think of something that's a better gift than this chef set. If you give this to your parents for Christmas, or your children, your good friends of yours, or a coworker, a boss, man, what a gift this chef set is. And again, we sharpen these knives for free for life. And that's what the beauty is too with this bison leather roll, is you can send these knives into us. We will sharpen them for free. We'll send them back to you. And so you are investing a fair amount of money right off the bat. There's no doubt. These are not the cheapest knives on the market, but they are going to be the last set of chef's knives you ever buy. This is a generational item. I hope you guys enjoy them. I hope you'll use them around your houses during the holidays. Post some pictures, tag us, and I hope it provides a great gift for you to give to a loved one. Thanks, guys.